Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I did a, sorry, I'm adjusting my outfit right now. This is what I call like my 80s like take of like, it's like an 80s K-pop vibe, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe just cause like my bangs. Speaking of which, I need to go make myself some tea for this video. Okay, I'm back. So I just made some tea, milk tea in particular. And yesterday, when I say yesterday, I mean legit yesterday, I went to Home Goods with my boyfriend, and originally I was gonna get this, but then my boyfriend bought it for me, so I'm really thankful. It's this like one piece or one serve teapot set. Okay, so here's the thing. I knew about these things right when I started getting into teapots, but the thing is, like, I didn't like them at first. I don't know, I think it was just because of the design. I just didn't like it very much. But then I saw this one because look, it got bees all, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got bees all over. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Can y'all see? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. It's got bees all over and it's so cute. And you take it out and it's a little teapot like this, and then the mug or like the cup part looks like this, and then you just pour. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Luckily I have a paper towel, so then it won't get all over the carpet. So now I have my tea. This is gonna be more, I guess, a personal video that I find exciting. I feel like, well, I say this video is gonna be a little bit more personal, but literally it's just like every video is personal. Oh, this is pretty good. This is strawberry tea, strawberry milk tea, and I made it with actual milk instead of water, and it's really good. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of the horror movies I've seen within the last decade or so that I absolutely love. And my bangs are kind of crazy. I'm actually growing out my bangs right now, so they're gonna be in this weird like awkward stage for a while because they kind of look like a mushroom. Because I mean I really like my bangs, but I also miss my forehead. So yeah, so I'm growing out my bangs, but like the thing is too, like when I cut my bangs, I knew that this is what wasn't going to be like a long-term thing. This is going to be very short-term, and by the time that my bangs grow out, I probably won't want my bangs anymore. So I only trimmed them once, and I already am like, yeah, I don't think I'll trim them again, because by the time that I am like, yeah, I don't want bangs anymore, they're gonna be already outgrown. So they're already starting to kind of grow a little bit, and they're kind of looking awkward, but that's fine because they're going to have that awkward phase. And plus my job, I wear a cap, so I don't have to like show my awkward bangs, so that's fun. And I really like this look that I put together today. I haven't really been able to wear a lot of clothes that I want to, because I moved and there was a lot of stuff going on and jobs and things like that. So it's nice to like finally be able to wear clothes that I like for once, you know. So yeah, and the outfit I'm wearing right now gives me major like Blackpink but in the 80s vibes. Anyway, horror movies. So I am a huge horror movie fan, and I have been since I was very young. And I really want to talk about the horror movies I've seen since I was like 11, because that's when I really started to get into horror movies. And that was because I was like traumatized as a kid. Traumatized as a kid because I saw The Grudge 3, and it wasn't like the best Grudge movie now that I've seen them all. But when I was 11 years old, that scared the absolute shit out of me. And so much so that I could not sleep without the lights on that night. I had to sleep in this like, so there's like a tent for whatever reason that was set up for my little brother. and my bangs are gonna be all over the place. Hi. And I slept in there because I was too scared to sleep in my own bed, and I couldn't shower for a week because I was too scared to take a shower even during the day. So that's fun. And then I watched all the other movies because it scared me so much it intrigued me to watch all the rest of them. So yeah, horror movies that I've watched over the past decade or so that I enjoy and kind of recommend. So yeah, let's go. So first movie, oddly enough, is Ju-on. And Ju-on, when I say Ju-on, I mean like the entire thing. Like I mean the entire series. I'm talking like the 2 short films. I'm talking Ju-on the Curse 1 and 2. I'm talking Ju-on the Grudge 1 and 2. And then what else is there? Ju-on Black and White Ghost, The Beginning of the End, The Final Curse, which to be honest I haven't watched The Beginning of the End or The Final Curse. I should probably watch those, but I don't know if I want to, but I don't know. Sadako vs. Kayako, which in my opinion, the only parts that are worth watching are the last 30 minutes of the film. Because I just wanted to see them fight. That's all I wanted to see. Because it's a cool concept, and I love the marketing of this movie. The marketing of this movie was just, I loved it so much. And then obviously the American version is Grudge 1, 2, and 3. But don't watch the 2020 version because the 2020 version is an abomination that needs to just die. The second one is, I am pretty sure some people might be familiar with it. It's called Cairo or One Missed Call. I personally haven't watched all of it. I'm bad, I know. But I've seen that one video on YouTube that is called like the scariest scene ever or something like that. I'll put a video or a thumbnail of it. If you know what it is, you know. But basically it broke down this one scene in Cairo and explained why it was so scary. And I'm like, yeah, I want to watch that movie, and I haven't yet. And I tried watching it on Prime Video, but you had to like rent it. And I'm like, I just want to see this movie. It looks so good. And I'm like, why have I not heard of this movie until now? I haven't heard of Cairo at all until like a couple months ago. And I'm like, and then obviously Battle Royale. It's a classic Japanese, well, I don't even know if you consider it like a horror movie. It's more like a survival movie, I guess, but it's still like gruesome and stuff. So other movies that I really like that I've actually watched recently. One is on Prime Video if you have it, and it's called Last Shift, and it's more of a devilish kind of vibe, like a paranormal kind of thing. And I was kind of unsure if I would like this or not just because of the premise, but I really liked the way that it was shot, and I just really liked the movie overall. Really, I like movies that like do that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like this movie, and then I end up liking it. It's like a pleasant surprise, you know. Evil Dead, and when I say Evil Dead I mean all versions, the 1980s version and the 2013 version. Evil Dead 2013, chef's kiss. I love that movie. It is so good. And I watched the 1984 version, good too. I feel like the 1984 version is more like action-y, if that makes sense, and more like bad dog. You know how like 80s movies are? Like they're all like about like, yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Terminator, I don't know. But it has that vibe kind of. And then 2013 has a more like darker version of it, which I really like also. And I think the demon in the 2013 version is really, really, really scary. So yeah. Another one I really recommend is Sinister 1 and 2. And this is also kind of something that took me off guard. It's a contemporary kind of one of those like popular horror movies that a lot of people watch. And usually those movies aren't really good, like Paranormal Activity. I mean, the first one probably was good, but then after that I feel like it wasn't. I don't know why, but Sinister 1 and 2 are movies that I genuinely like as horror movies. I don't know. The next one is The Crazies, which I actually watched recently, and I love the premise of this film. It's not necessarily scary. It's more so like kind of like a toned down zombie apocalypse. It's about like this like rampant disease. It's kind of like rabies that like makes people like go crazy and like kill people, like kind of like zombies but without like the cannibal part. I think it's on Prime Video if you want to watch it, and it's just, I don't know, I really liked it. And I think that for those who don't like horror movies and are more into like action movies, I feel like people like that would really like it too. But yeah, it felt like an action movie with horror elements in it. Next one is Train to Busan. Obviously this is a really good zombie movie, and it's just, and it has that guy that's in like 1,000,002 commercials, you know that guy? I don't know if it was just me, but yeah. And yeah, movie's fantastic. I actually rewatched this movie just yesterday. It is Seoul Station. It's also a zombie movie set in Korea, and it has connections to Train to Busan. And I really like the animation style. I think it's very unique and very like, I don't know, there's something funky about it that I really like. And another movie is #Alive, which I watched. It's also a Korean zombie movie, which I really liked. Also, okay, this movie made me realize a couple things about Asian survival movies. So I also watched Alice of Borderland, you know that series? And the two main characters that survive, the guy excuse me, the guy is a gamer and the girl is a climber girl that is able to use her like climbing and survival gear to like, I guess, survive. Same thing in #Alive. The main guy is a gamer and the girl is a climber girl. I'm like, what is with this trope? Like, this is the second movie I've seen this with. And I don't know, that can't be like a coincidence, right? Like, that's just so weird. I know that one is Korean and one is Japanese, but it's like, you know, like I found it really weird. Anyway, next one is a classic, The Descent. And I actually haven't seen it in a while, but I really like how it is because it's claustrophobic and, you know, I'm scared of the dark, so, and gore, you know, makes a good horror movie, so. And next one is The Green Inferno, and personally, I don't think this is the best horror movie, but the gore though, it makes it worthwhile. And I really like wrong turn movies, particularly the 4th and 7th one, for obvious reasons. So, some other movies I really like are Creep 1 and Creep and Creep 2. They're on Netflix. I think these are absolute gems. I did not expect to just like them, how much I like them. Honestly, they're just a gem to watch, and it's, yeah, I highly recommend watching them. And another movie that was introduced by my older sister was As Above, So Below. That movie is also really good. So the next one I really like is Hellfest, and this movie is not particularly scary, but it's more like a thrill because it takes place at a carnival, or like a, I guess like a carnival, right? Or festival. And I think the way that the characters talk to each other in the dialogue, especially in the beginning of the movie, is just so fun and lighthearted. And I'm just like, I don't know, it was really fun. And it gave me like 90s like classic slasher movie vibes, and it was just like really fun to watch. Another movie that I find really fun is Jennifer's Body. It's kind of like Mean Girls if it was like a horror movie, and I actually didn't watch this until recently, and I love Jennifer's Body. I think it's a really good movie, and the emo kid is my favorite character. Some movies I like too are In the Tall Grass. It's on Netflix, and it's kind of one of those movies that I never really thought that I would like because of the setting, but it's really good. The Ritual. I watched this movie twice now, and I think this is like a more psychological horror, so psychological survival cult horror, which I like. I think it's really great. So yeah. Now with Korean horror movies, other than the zombie movies that they make, I feel like they have a unique take on horror movies like Japan does, but Korea does it in a way that's very psychological, and there's a lot of like twists and turns and things like that, which I really appreciate. One of the movies that I find this kind of weaving in is The Call, and this movie just hits different and I like it. I love it. One of the first Korean horror movies I've seen was The Tale of Two Sisters, and I love this movie a lot too. Go watch it if you haven't already. I feel like this is a movie that everyone should watch. Another movie that I've seen that I feel like is really good is Gonjiam, and this is based off a true building. I think Gonjiam was used as like a mental hospital, and it's about this group of people who go in there and try to like film, you know, creepy shit that happens in there. And I find some parts genuinely really scary, so I highly recommend this one too. And also Death Bell. Death Bell is kind of like a survival school horror, kind of like if you've seen Corpse Party or Battle Royale, kind of like those movies, except it's set in Korea. I really like this movie too. And The Doll Master, and I watched this one a long time ago, but I remember this one in particular because it was so good. So yeah, I recommend that one too. And bonus, and it's Janji Ito, because Janji Ito is like the king of manga horror. I like a lot of his works, and primarily I know this is not like movie. This is not a movie, but I mean some of his works have been adapted into movies, so maybe it counts, I don't know. But anyway, I love Janji Ito, and I think that people who are really into horror should read Janji Ito, and I feel like that's a lot of people already, but Janji Ito has a lot of good works. My personal favorites are Hanging Balloons, Remina, and any story that has Tomie in it. I really like those stories. But yeah, and I should read more because I've been so tempted to purchase Janji Ito, like, you know, those collection novels that you see at like Barnes & Noble or whatever. I really want to get one of those. I really want to get Shiver, or I want to get Remina or Tomie because they have my favorite stories in them. So yeah, I think that's the end of this video. I hope I didn't ramble too much. If I did, that's it, I guess. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end if you did, and let me know some horror movies that you recommend or really like or not like, I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time I make a video, bye bye.